I'm not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
In the words of a Southern belle, who will most definitely get you told, who wants to be miserable and in medicine? Girl, can we gossip? Gossip, gossip, girl, can we gossip? Gossip, gossip, girl, can we gossip? Gossip, gossip, girl. Petty Bunch. Yes, welcome back to another episode of Girl, 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 Can We Gossip? Period. With the petty one. I just want to welcome you guys back. First, I want to thank my subscribers. There are 248 of you. Yes, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting, engaging with my channel. Thank you for just being here. I mean, thank you for pushing me out into these YouTube algorithm streets. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Because, like I said, you guys don't know how hard it is to turn this camera on and to start just yapping at the mouth about the shows and the fact that people have found my channel and are engaged and are commenting. Kudos to you guys. Now let's get into this latest episode of Miserable and in Medicine. So, like you guys know, I do not like going scene by scene by scene anymore. I feel like it's mundane. I want to just focus on these talking points. So, the first thing I really want to talk about is how Phaedra is living rent free in the girlie's head. Now, Phaedra done already dismissed with a kiss by leaving egg on Jackie's face when she left the beach blowout trip. Phaedra left and told them, I ain't got time. I do not hang out with mean girls like this. The women I hang out with, they are, they are of they are of a different esteem. This ain't it. This is not what I do. So her and Shek hopped on the jet and they left. And she left Jackie standing there with egg on her face. When I say that is a moment in Married to Medicine history that I will never forget. The second time, Phaedra invited Jackie over for some lemonade and to write that good med gala check that her ass most definitely could cash. So Jackie, again, the gag was Phaedra had the money. Already told y'all she had the money. So while she was there, Jackie being who she is, well, I'm the peacemaker and I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. And it's like, Jackie, you are the oldest, messiest ass, miserable, and in medicine chick there is, okay? And so when Phaedra told y'all, I don't want to be around y'all anymore. Y'all are not, basically, y'all are not my tribe. I'm not fucking with y'all no more. We have nothing in common. If I see y'all in the street, you might get a head nod depending on how I feel. If I feel like it, maybe. If I don't, then I don't. Act like you never knew me. And sent Jackie and Dirty Curdy on their way. So this episode, what I thought was so funny, like I said, Phaedra is forever going to live rent-free in Dr. Bugs Bunny and Dr. Jackie's minds. So they're sitting, Simone gets lunch for them, and so she, they're kikiing about what was going on, and Phaedra leaving the group, and so Jackie had to report to her friend girl. So Phaedra and I met, and she wrote that good check, so all is squared away with the Met Gala. And so Simone is like, well, I mean, that's good. And I sent Phaedra a text, and I hope Phaedra left your ass on red, was like, I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Da 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 da. And my thing, they are so obsessed over this Apollo situation, which they are still standing on, saying that Phaedra is at fault for this situation. Well, I mean, Heavenly asked her if she could bring Apollo. No, Heavenly did not ask if she could bring Apollo. Heavenly called and said she had invited Apollo. So Phaedra is thinking, and here's the thing, where Phaedra already knows how to play the game. She has played it with the best of them. Like, y'all Married to Medicine girlies are y'all are like great value to any type of popular brand. Y'all the great value, the stepchild of Bravo. So when Heavenly let her slip show, Phaedra was already 10 steps ahead. Okay, so you're inviting my ex, so what I'm not gonna do is show up alone. Heavenly, thank you for warning me and letting me know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get somebody that he's cool with, i.e. here's Sheck. And so the gag is Heavenly's mouth was like just dumbfounded and befuddled and flabbergasted when she saw that Phaedra did not come alone. So they still talking about this old tired situation and still have the audacity to say that, Phaedra she was wrong and she knew and da 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 da. And then they bring up the fact that, I mean, it wasn't a problem when she brought him to New York when we filmed the reunion. It wasn't a problem. You know why? Because the environment was controlled. Andy was moderating the situation, and because you guys were so obsessed with her being married to Apollo, she said, "Hey, I'm gonna give the girls a show. Y'all, y'all questioning about Apollo, what he's doing, where he's at, what he's up to. Y'all think he looks good, so I'm gonna bring him out for y'all to salivate on," and y'all did, and she did that. So again, Jackie and Simone, y'all is tired. Y'all tricks are for kids. Y'all can play those reindeer games with your puppets, Heavenly and Toya and Dr. Mimi, who so badly is lightweight pushing T under the bus because she wants that spot. Y'all can play them games with these girls because they're here for it. They want to be part of the circle. They don't want to be on the outs, like how you guys used Quad to kick Mariah out, and then you guys turn on Quad and kick her out. So of course all your little troops are going to fall in line and they're going to do as you say and what you say. So there's that. So I thought that was funny. Another thing I thought was funny, did you guys clock the fact that in last week's episode, Toya was so hell bent on doing the dirty work of the group? Now, mind you, it had already been set up when they had that forensic accounting meeting where Heavenly, Jackie, Simone, and Quad the Fraud all got together. They got together to clown Phaedra, but it was also a dog whistle of them saying that Phaedra has to go. They were doing all the clowning and, just shading her and everything, but it was pretty much a subliminal and inadvertent way of the four of them aligning, saying, okay, Phaedra is our next target. She is the one that we want to kick out. But the gag is, Phaedra has always been surfacey because she knew that y'all are not the type of mean girls that she could mean girl with. And besides, you guys' alliance and bond has already been formed. So there was no way that she would be able to penetrate and form a true friendship type of bond because you guys' allegiances and alliances are to each other. And it's a force that is very hard to penetrate. So there you have it. So with that being said, it was Phaedra and it was Sweet Tea on the chopping block. Now, mind you, the last episode, I feel like Heavenly, Jackie, and Simone tasked Toya with, okay, now we got to decide who we're going to keep on the show. Now, we kicked Quad off, but damn it, she's back like a toe fungus. We can't get rid of her. So now what we need to do is we need to pit Quad and we need to pit Sweet Tea against each other. Toya, you need to have these meetings because, you know, you were already saying that you and Eugene are celebrating 16-year anniversary, and you guys are throwing this Bridgerton slash Georgerton type themed party. So you have to decide who you want to keep in the friend group. So you need to meet with them and you need to put it out there. Well, I don't want to choose, you know, don't make me choose between you or you. And why can't we all just get along? And why can't we all just coexist in one space? So Toya sets up that meeting with Sweet Tea, where she was trying mercilessly, and mind you, Dr. Mimi was there as a friend to Sweet Tea to support Sweet Tea. But I saw right through the little meek and mildness. I feel like Dr. Mimi is very cunning, it's very calculating, and there's something about her. I think if they bring her back next season, we're going to get to see the real her. Right now, she is playing a game of chess, and Sweet Tea is in her way. So at this dinner, Toya was trying her best to get Sweet Tea to admit that she was wrong for sticking up for her husband. And she also wanted to know the odds and the ends about why Dr. Greg, well, Dr. G, oh, Dr. Greg sounds funny, why Dr. G thought that it would be cool to file a report against King when King really did not hit him. You know, no punches were blown, no contact was made between either one of them. So Sweet Tea, and I'm going to say this as a wife or as a partner or a spouse of someone, if someone is knucking and bucking at your spouse, your partner, it is in fact going to make you feel a certain kind of way. And so you are going to pop off and you are going to, I'm sorry, you will knuck if somebody is bucking. That's just it. That's all. So Toya was trying to press Sweet Tea as much as she could to get Tea to say that she was wrong, that she was being aggressive, that she was acting out of character and it was wrong. And she felt like her and Dr. G should have had a come to Jesus moment where they should have said, oh, we were wrong. We need to go before the group and just beg for forgiveness so they won't want to be done with us and that they'll want to keep us around. And so Toya kept saying, well, I mean, I don't really want to choose between you and Quad. I mean, I feel like we could all coexist peacefully. You know, if I'm throwing this Georgerton party, I mean, if Quad and King are on one side of the room and you and Dr. G are on the other side of the room, we could all just, you know, just be peaceful. And Sweet Tea pretty much not playing a game. It's just like, well, do what you have to do. And no, I am not going to, you know, have this conversation with my husband. He feels a certain kind of way. I'm just pretty much, you know, she was just standing in allegiance and then she was aligning herself with her husband, which I think is crazy as hell because we already saw the aftermath with Dr. G going off on her with them doors being closed. And before that, when he was embarrassing her at the table, calling her naive, you just a woman, and saying all this other ill and foul shit that no husband should ever say to his wife. So then Toya brings her bullshit to Quad's ladies check-in, sisterly check-in, where, okay, you guys always talk about trying to fix a fractured friendship, but Quad, you decide to throw this situation again, which is another plot and ploy to kick Sweet Tea out of the group, i.e. off of the show. So you bring all the ladies there. Ladies, I want to move forward. I don't ever want, you know, I don't want to talk about the past. Now, when do you guys know Quad to never want to drudge up the past? She doesn't want to drudge up the past because then when they start calling her out about how she was acting the ass last season and how she hopped out of a casket in this, you know, in this bravado type way to try to mend friendships that she had fractured herself. She didn't want to bring all that stuff up. She don't want to be held accountable for why she is one of the reasons as to why the friend group feels the way that they feel about her. Let's not forget that a few seasons ago, Quad had a birthday party. And y'all remember when she was on Sister Circle and just was sister and circling with all these other women that she was on the show with. And she had the birthday party and she invited the Sister Circle sisters to the party along with the Married to Medicine girlies. And she pretty much sang the praises of her Sister Circle sisters. I never had a group of women just pour into me and love on me and stand with me and be by me and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, she has her Married to Medicine girlies looking at her like, well, damn, what are we? Chopped liver. So it was pretty much she was singing their praises, pissing on them, piss on you, Married to Medicine girlies, whatever. Also, let's not forget, Quad was very, very strategic in pushing the narrative that Toya was cheating on Eugene with someone in the neighborhood, and also pushing the narrative that Toya was the co-conspirator, that Toya had something to do with the break-in of Anila's home. Y'all remember Anila's home got broken into and a lot of her valuables got stolen. Anila was heartbroken and crying and sobbing and all this, which is understandable. And Quad was the one saying, give Toya a lie detector test, check Toya, ask Toya. So doing all of this stuff. So now let's fast forward back to Quad's party, and Quad is singing the ladies' praises. I just want to move forward and da 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 da. I don't want to talk about the past and da 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 da. So then Toya is like, so I do kind of want to bring up the past because we want to talk about this fractured friendship and how we should move forward. And Quad, I really don't want to have to choose between you and T, but I really need to know, can you guys coexist together? And so Quad, in true Quad fashion, you know how she has to do her her monologues where she goes into these long ass speeches about much to do about nothing. So Quad is talking, and as she's talking, of course, you know, she's getting more theatrical with each sentence, and the fake tears start falling. And so Toya's looking, well, since, you know, since you're being more open and taking accountability for you and King's part in what happened at the beach blowout, I guess if I had to choose, I'm going to choose you. So that is basically 2 times them saying, hey, T, you got 2 strikes against you because we didn't already chose Quad these 2 times. One more strike and you know you're up out of here. So Toya then pushes her narrative further. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, Toya, now I get it. Your allegiance and alliance will always remain to Heavenly, Jackie, Simone. And I'm going to say Quad has weaseled her way back in the group. So your allegiance and alliance are to these ladies. But let's not forget, you and Quad just really got back cool. Last season, you did not want shit to do with Quad. When Heavenly vouched for bringing T onto the show, you were very much using T as your build a bear. You were building a project, build a wife. And so you decided to throw her bridal shower and you invited all the ladies. Quad was not on the list. Phaedra sneaks Quad in and you were disgusted and you was ready to nuck if you buck. You looked sick with it. You was sick when you saw Quad walk all up and through your party. The man that was massaging you, you basically threw his hands off of you and you wanted to know, what the fuck are you doing here at my party? You kicked Quad out because you didn't want anything to do with her. You rolled your eyes when Quad rose up out of that casket. You wanted nothing to do with her. And then when you guys sat and had the little dinner, you wanted nothing to do with her. What was another situation where you wanted nothing to do with her? At the reunion when Quad was still saying what she said, saying that you had something to do with Anila's break-in, something to do with cheating on Eugene. Again, so now all of a sudden, because Sweet Tea is not the person that you and Heavenly tried to build her up to be strong and stand against Quad, to where you guys could totally get rid of Quad and put her off the show, you guys are deciding, okay, I guess we got to rock with Quad. And again, Toya, you kicked her off of your trip to Napa Valley when you were doing your wine thing. You wanted Quad out. And Quad was trying to pour into you. Toya, I'm so proud of you. And you're doing your wines and being an entrepreneur. Toya, you looked right through Quad. You ain't going to have shit to do with it. So again, Toya pushing the narrative further. We find out that Dr. Eugene broke his toe when the tow truck ran over his toe because Toya and the boys left the golf cart unplugged. So he's nursing his toe and Toya is telling him, hey, I talked to T, and she's still being stubborn. She's not taking accountability for her being aggressive during the beach blowout. She and Greg are not taking accountability. They are not, basically, they are not saying what I need them to say. They are not bowing down and throwing themselves at the mercy of our group so we can say, hey, let's invite them back in. They're not playing like how I want them to play. And so what I love about Dr. Eugene is that he called her out, like, hold on, Toya. Now, we just got back cool with Quad. I think we are doing a little disservice to Dr. G and Sweet Tea, who we have grown close to. They're not our best friends, but we have grown close to them in a short period of time. We have hung out with them. We have broke bread with them. We have done couples things with them and a few of the other couples in the group. We don't know King from Adam. We don't know what kind of business he got going on. So we don't know this man. I do not know this man. We don't know him. So Eugene is pretty much like, I'm lightweight rocking with my boy, and I'm feeling where my boy is coming from, because he feels like we were close to them, but now all of a sudden we're turning our backs on them because we really didn't check on them to see how they were doing after the beach blowout. We're kind of distancing ourselves from them, which is really not a good look. We're supposed to be their friends, and we're lightweight ostracizing them from the group. So again, Toya is still pushing the narrative. Well, at least with King and Quiet, they were kind of, being accountable. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Quad still doesn't want to take accountability that she got shit faced and she started the bullshit between her, Dr. G, and Sweet Tea. Now, mind you, Heavenly did start the entire shit when she lied and told the couples that they were having a beach party, a pool party. They come down and she's strategically got these chairs together. Oh, we're going to play a how well do you know your spouse game. And then she added fuel to the fire by sitting you, Quad, directly in front of your ex and his new wife. You, because you were 3 sheets to the wind drunk, you started going in talking about how many times your man spreading it wide and how many times y'all getting it in 15 times a week. Then you start saying to Sweet Tea, you wish you could be me, you want to be me, you want to be me. You start telling Dr. G, I'm so happy that you guys are married. You guys make a perfect couple. Basically, y'all 2 peas in a pod. I'm happy y'all are together. Then you came for Sweet Tea's infertility. Oh, when we gonna have a baby Lunsford? Oh, I'm gonna throw the baby shower. Don't worry about it, girl. I got you. I'm gonna throw the baby shower. What? you set this thing in motion. You set it all in motion because of the trauma that you still haven't gotten through with Greg, and you're bringing into your new relationship. So you started all of this. So again, for Toya to really be vouching for you and to be caping for you is really crazy to me. But again, like I said, there is no loyalty among any of these people. So basically, I'm happy that Jean was pretty much like, Toya, I'm not rocking with you on this issue, even though Toya said, say yes, baby. Da, 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 da. He said yes, baby, but he still said what he said, baby. He is not feeling the fact that you want to ostracize G and T. So another thing I want to talk about really quickly is the fact that Heavenly, no matter what, will never, ever, ever take accountability. The fact that she and Contessa decided to meet up to hash out their differences, I already knew that a leopard will not change its spots. The devil, you cannot play, you can't bargain with the devil. And Contessa, I don't even know why you thought it was a good idea to sit and break bread with the devil. So they meet up, and basically Tess wants to know, how can we move forward? How can we squash our differences? First thing, Heavenly is on this bullshit, let's agree to disagree type stuff. And it's like, Heavenly, now y'all comment below, I may have missed some things, but what did Contessa really do to cause a fracture in their friendship? We know that she should have never shared any of the intimate details about whatever she and Dr. Scott were going through with Heavenly, because Heavenly ended up using her plights for content on her YouTube channel. Now you're supposed to be friends with this woman. You guys traveled together. Y'all took pictures together. Y'all cried together. A friendship was really forming, but guess who didn't want that friendship to stay together? Jackie and Simone said, "Oh no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. You will not bring another individual in to penetrate our group. We are in allegiance and alliance. We don't want it. You better make some shit up, make some shit happen." That's what I feel, because Heavenly and Contessa was like two peas in a pod, and Jackie and Simone said, "Oh, absolutely not, absolutely not. No, 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 no. We're not having it. So we need something to happen." So we saw the discord and Heavenly using Tessa's marriage and the issues she and Scott were going through, using it as content, asking the people, do y'all believe that Dr. Scott is abusive emotionally and verbally? I do, and taking polls and shit, like just real heaven. And did y'all notice Heavenly did not apologize for that? And my thing is, Tess didn't press her feet to the fire, because there's only so far you can really get with Heavenly before you just say, fuck it, let's agree to disagree. So again, agree to disagree. Heavenly, and Tess was like, well, what does it look like? Like, basically tell me what I did wrong. Heavenly could not tell her, I don't want to go back in the past. I don't want to go. Heavenly could not say, because I don't believe Tess really did anything. Now, if y'all know of something, maybe I wasn't paying attention during those episodes, but y'all comment below. Let me know what Tess did to fracture the friendship to where they're not cool like that. So anyway, after a while, Tess is just like, fuck it, I'm gonna wave the white flag. Let's just move forward in this new space. So as they're talking, Tess lets her know, hey, I am the chair of the Diabetes Association, and I want to throw a health fair. I want to get our group together, our group of esteemed Black doctors together to serve our Black community, because diabetes is on the rise in Atlanta. So Heavenly, oh, well, that's cool. Well, who all, are you think about inviting? And so Tess is like, I want to invite our entire group. Oh, that's irresponsible. Why is it irresponsible, Messy Boots? Why? Tess is like, y'all keep promoting this thing where we need to move forward. How do we move forward? How do we move forward? So Tess is like, listen, I'm not thinking about the bullshit that we got going on in this group. I want all the doctors to come together so we can talk to our community about what to do, about them taking preventative measures because health is wealth. We want to educate the people. We want to educate the masses. We want them to walk away with some type of knowledge. I want all the doctors in. So Heavenly in her confessional, well, that's why, that's what Contessa, I can't tell her nothing because she don't listen. Da 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 da. Heavenly, you never listen at all. And the funny thing is, Heavenly has flown under the radar for so many seasons. She has exposed everybody's marriage. She is not a good friend. She has talked bad about everybody, using everybody as some sort of content on her YouTube channel, but yet and still will not tell us why she got the goddamn infamil sitting up in her cabinets. Still hasn't said anything about the alleged mixed babies running around the ATL streets. Now, y'all already know that at the lemon squeeze, she was saying, no ex, don't bring no ex around me. Her and Jackie, don't bring no ex around me. But y'all brought Dr. G back to Torture Quad. Y'all brought Apollo back and Shireen to Torture Phaedra. So while we can't bring Tammy on, why we can't bring Cecil's side, why we can't bring Daddy's alleged baby mama on. Y'all love bringing exes on to make everybody else squirm and act a goddamn fool and crash out. Why we can't do that for y'all? I would love, I would love to see a crash out from the three of you guys. I would love it. But I digress. So Heavenly, Contessa said, oh, she don't want to listen. So anyway, we fast forward to the day of the health fair. All the doctors come except for G and T. They come like an hour late. So the doctors get in front of the community. They start talking about their specialties, blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, the ladies got to get together and they got to start talking about whatever. So Quad and Contessa get into a conversation. And so Quad feels a certain kind of way. Well, I mean, it's not fair. My safety net can't be around to protect me and blah, 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 blah. So Tess, who is trying her hardest to get to see, to get Quad to see where Sweet Tea is coming from. And she said it's hard getting married and then trying to infiltrate a group while being married to a man who has already established friendships, and then his ex-wife is friendly with these women, and then trying to be the new wife coming into this dynamic. It's kind of hard, especially not having anyone to have your back when shit goes down. And so Quad, well, nobody had my back last year when y'all kicked me off the trip and da 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 da. Quad, I will never feel sorry for you. You know why? Because it's your karma. Remember your best friend Mariah, who who birthed Married to Medicine, who came up with this show, who the streets is saying picked you up by your bootstraps, dusted you off, presented you your hood rat behind to Dr. G. And because y'all both was button heads, y'all couldn't, I don't even know why y'all got married 2 weeks before you got married. Y'all was knucking and bucking, and y'all both ended up having mug shots and still ended up to get married. You got married to him because you needed a come up. He would comeuppance. Dr. G was your come up, and you never wanted to give him babies because he's a little sassy. So you didn't want to have babies with a sassy pants ass man. You just wanted to use him to social climb. He was the plug. He got you connected. Mariah got you connected in the ATL streets. And then you, playing the victim, went after Mariah and her family and just caused a lot of discord, putting a rumor out there that she was doing the coke and doing all these, the white, doing the Tina Snow and doing all these other unsavory things. You tarnished her character, but yet and still you led the charge for everyone to turn on Mariah. And of course, Heavenly jumped on the bandwagon because Mariah is the only woman that could read her for filth to where she would crash out. So Quad, no, I don't feel sorry for you. You are in fact experiencing karma. And I smiled so hard when Toya and the ladies voted you off the island and kicked you off the trip. And then you played victim and you cried every episode and cried wolf and cried every episode, to where the ladies were so annoyed by you playing victim that while glamping, they just said, fuck it, we just gonna apologize, because if we don't, she will continue to bitch and moan and cry and complain. If we don't just say, you know what, quiet, baby, we sorry. We sorry. That's why Jackie wrote your ass that blank ass check apology. Whatever I said, I'm sorry. You already know when Jackie say, done with it. I'm done with it. So that's how Jackie be. So why no? So for you to tell Contessa, well, nobody was there for me, and why we need to feel sorry for her, pretty much that's basically how the conversation was going. And then Heavenly, of course, has to jump in it because now you want to save Quad. And last season you was done with Quad and trying to kick her ass off the show, which you lightweight did, but her ass came back on y'all. So Heavenly jumps in, and it's just like, well, how they supposed to coexist when somebody pressing charges and da 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 da. And Contessa's like, okay, stop being negative. And then Heavenly, loud, just rah, 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 loud as she does, it's just, well, let Quiet talk. So of course her and Contessa, we already knew, like, y'all really tried to gaslight us to think that these two would actually have a come to Jesus moment and it be sincere. Heavenly didn't even apologize. So hell no, I didn't believe that shit. Tess, your ass could have stayed home instead of meeting up with her. You could have had a drink at home and some appetizers at home. And so Heavenly starts going off, and then they say da 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 da. Of course, all the other doctors at the health fair are like, niggas, you know how it's all these other niggas. That's how it be. So they end up going off, and Quiet is just like, well, if the Lunsfords come, I'm leaving. I can't be around the Lunsfords. I can't be around the Lunsfords. So of course, the Lunsfords show up, and Quiet grabs Heavenly. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So they end up leaving, and then as they're leaving, Heavenly to get some help, Contessa, get some help, baby, get some help. No, Heavenly, you are the one that needs help. Contessa, you were trying to broker peace. In theory, it seemed like a good idea, but no. So then the guys are, trying to feel where Dr. G is coming from. And then Steve is saying, well, man, you trying to make us shoot. Steve, you and Mimi, just no. These conversations are not for you to get overly involved in, because you don't know these people. You really don't. So it's just cool to say your little 1-2, but don't get too deep. You know what I'm saying? Just be the listening ear. Oh yeah, okay, I feel you. Be Switzerland. Be Switzerland. Do not align with anybody. But I understand why you and Mimi are trying to align, because you want to solidify your spot for next season. So I get it, but just don't go too hard right now, because you really don't know the people that you are dealing with. So there. And before I end this, I just want to say, Simone and Cecil, y'all really showing us how trifling and how entitled and how spoiled and how just nasty Miles and Michael are. Now, we've watched Michael and Miles grow up, and we've watched Simone and Cecil talk to them as they were growing up about sex, about, one day y'all gonna leave and be in college and have your own space, and trying to teach them how to clean up behind themselves. And clearly, the message has gone in one ear and out the other, because y'all saw they actually put on hazmat suits. Now, Simone has that rental property, that beautiful condo. And so she just decided, hey, I don't want these man children living in my house and, pissing and piss flying all behind the toilet and everything, and them not cleaning out the tub. Probably got rings around the damn tub. Probably got spittle and shit on the mirrors and dirty drawers and everything. And to their surprise, they put on the hazmat suits. And what do they find? They find a nasty ass house. So they decide to clean these grown ass men's house, which I thought was really, it was a sin and a shame to clean that house. And then y'all, okay, so we're gonna leave them a bill and they better pay us. Did y'all think that them boys was gonna pay them? Paid them no attention. That's exactly what their nasty asses did. So Simone is seeing that, so they just decide to swing by the condo again, just to see if they were keeping up with the cleanliness. They walk into the house again. Drawers, socks, like I said, probably pissy toilet, nasty ass ring around the tub, spittle probably still on the mirror, just nasty filth, shoes, socks. I know that stink. I know that house smell like ass crack and just funk and just Cheetos and earwax. I know it's funky. So they walk in, and Simone again is flabbergasted walking into this house. Oh my God. So they sit down and they are having a conversation. And did y'all notice that as they were talking to the boys, Miles is sitting there just grinning, and Michael sitting on the other side of the couch, tweedling his hair, not listening as Simone is trying to run down what the monthly bills are, how much she is paying a month on the condo, knowing they lazy, entitled, spoiled asses, and I'm sure they work, they're not kicking in anything. And so the thing about Simone, she let it be known that she started working as soon as 26. Again, doctor doing whatever. Then Cecil in her confessional was trying to say, well, Simone, your mama was sending care packages when you was 35. But Cecil, at least she was working and was writing checks and paying bills. And when she couldn't, her mother would assist when necessary. Y'all got these boys living a damn life. Excuse me, y'all got these grown ass men living the life of Riley. Now, I'm not sure if they have finished college. Not sure that Michael finished college. I remember when Simone was sending him to college. Maybe he did finish, but we know that Miles went away to Howard his first semester. Then his lazy ass came back and they said, okay, you could go to school locally. I don't know, is he still in school? Did he finish? Like, I mean, just the entitlement, and it's just trifling, and it's not cute. And Simone and Cecil, I would have been embarrassed. I wouldn't have wanted to film. What, you want to go inside this nasty ass house and watch me bitch and complain to a grown ass man about him needing to clean and me showing him how he should pay bills? Oh, and the gag is, if y'all are violating the contract, the agreement that we had y'all sign last year, and if you violate the agreement, I was thinking, oh, she's about to evict these little niggas if they don't start cleaning the house. The punishment is for them to move back in the house so they could keep being nasty and trifling in your house. What sense does that make? But I digress. If Simone and Cecil like it, damn it, I love it. So listen, Petty Bunch, that's all I have for this latest episode of Miserable and in Medicine. Y'all comment, tell me how y'all felt about this episode. What did y'all like? What did y'all not like? Like, are y'all excited? Next week is the season finale. I'm really proud of myself. I've actually done all these recaps of this entire season, so kudos to me. So again, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me, the petty one. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Girl, can we gossip? Gossip, gossip, girl, can we gossip? Gossip, gossip, girl, can we gossip? Gossip, gossip, girl.